I'm learning more and more and more. A lot of people are, I did a little update yesterday with James Oickle or Oakley or whatever he wants to be called. The guy that was going around for the past 2 years going after people downtown even though he was on probation. And I was really want to know what the hell was going on, because I went to court when he was charged of putting his own shit on the wall of the cell. And the judge was stern and probation and promised to be good behavior, keep the peace for a year. That never happened. Now, in this case, here in New Brunswick, it's the prosecutor that decides if there's enough evidence to proceed to trial. And that assault charge of mine that the Fredericton police intimidated the only witness we had. Thank God he was strong. And I don't know if that's a new style of policing, but we'll be talking about that. The series I was going to do, I got distracted. There's 14-part series of the Fredericton police and moi. And if it happened to moi, what other person that this happened to that will never see the light of day in the media? Anyway. So, what does good behavior mean? It was so important when that charge of assault, so-called assault, River Rat Matt Myers, now works for the government, wanted me charged with aggravated assault. Okay? Aggravated assault. One punch. And I was defending myself. At the end, I was found not guilty. We should never have a trial. But we have prosecutors, the Attorney General office, that goes after people that they desire, that they hate, they hate or they desire to put in jail. And that shouldn't be allowed. There should be, but people, if you fart, people want an inquiry. So we're not going to mention the word inquiry. But why is the Attorney General allowed to, if you're on probation, certain people, no problem. Others, if I would have been found guilty, I'm not supposed to be here. As you've seen with that idiot there, the security that showed up a few weeks ago. You're not allowed on the property. And I told him to take a hike and get out of my sight. But next thing you know, I'm on probation and I'm sitting here. Oh, the cops would have came. You're supposed to be good behavior, Mr. LeBlanc. You're under arrest, and bang. That's what would have happened. But James Oickle was just going around like out of control, and nothing was done. So what I'd like to know, why the Attorney General office decides to go after certain people and some they don't. And we're not going to talk about the time when the two cops from the Edmundston police came after me. Orders from Dale Carter, Rob Costello, God bless his soul, Yves Desprez, River Rat Matt Myers, Fred Wuzzo, and Bobby Beauchamp Simmons. Come here, and I could have got killed. If you don't believe me, go to YouTube, write Edmundston Police and Charles LeBlanc. I know, and then we found out about a month ago they shot a citizen after a well-being check. So, and when they came, I was in court to bring the police in court for falsely accusing me to be a pedophile. I don't have a lawyer. We can't get a lawyer because they're all together. And right a couple of weeks before, these goons arrived. And then when I went to court, there was the Attorney General, the people in the office, waiting for me to incriminate myself in court. So they were charging me with Criminal Code of Canada, Section 300. That's 5 years in jail to defame an officer, to call them pedophiles. Yes, I call police officers pedophiles because they call me a pedophile. So I just returned the favor. Charles, focus. So what I'm trying to say is this. On probation, why? What does that mean? To keep good behavior. What does that mean? Does that, oh, we'll let him go, but Charles LeBlanc, we want him in jail. And You know, I mean, it's scary. It's very scary. So I got to tackle the politician, and we got to find out what does that mean. Good behavior. Update for James Oickle, whatever. Going to go to court Monday after 5 days cuckoo check. And I presume, might be wrong, they will send him to Cableton for 30 days because he was really out of control. And this is how the system works. So then, after that, and then they'll say there's 4 or 5 charges, and these are indictable, not summary. So he has the right to a lawyer. So he'll choose a lawyer. He'll say, I didn't have talked to a lawyer yet. Okay, bring him back in jail. And here's your lawyer. Which one you want? And then the lawyer will say, I never had enough time to read the disclosures. Okay, we'll adjourn this another time. So then at the end, there won't be no trial. He will plead guilty because they will tell him to plead guilty, which you never plead guilty to any offense. You don't. You have a trial. You never plead guilty. And it costs too much money to have a trial. So maybe if they had a trial, they wouldn't charge people with these foolish charge. Anyway, so then he plead guilty and time remanded, and he would be in jail, I would say, till next summer. And then he's in the revolving door. And then they will release him. Very, very, very strict conditions. Mr. Oickle, the minute you come out and you start screaming at people and threatening people, you're going back in. See, the problem is these people on social assistance, they don't want to go to the police. They don't want to because they don't want to be cross-examined. They don't want to be known as a rat. Me, I went to the police twice. The only reason I went to the police, and I told them, this man, if he attacks me, I'm going to beat the shit out of him. And it only takes one punch, and I don't want the court to say, well, Mr. LeBlanc, you should have went to the police. I went twice. Not to, oh, he touched me. No, to defend me, and that's what we got to do. But focus, Charles. So what happens? He's in the revolving door now. So the minute he comes out of jail, then he goes after a person that people will say, you know, hey, look, he did this. Then they'll put him back. So James Oickle is in the revolving door now. He'll be going 6 months, a year and a half, 2 years. If the only way that this could be fixed, takes his medication, which I still say he's just an overgrown baby, that if he doesn't have his way, he cries, he hollers and screams. He has a loud voice, not like mine, squeaky. So if he takes his medication, which he refused to say, that's why the problem started with me and him. I said, boy, you have ADHD big time. I don't have ADHD! And I said, holy Jesus, where did that come from? I haven't talked to him since. And he was very upset that I diagnosed him with ADHD. ADHD is a compliment compared to what he really has. Hope he takes his medication and move on.